just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man, I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. You better believe it, cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. You see the devil in a glance, boy.
Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, it is the penultimate round of the 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing Teams Racing. Tonight, we come to the famous Williams Grove Speedway, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, for round number 5. Thanks to House of Speed, thanks to Majula C Speed Shop. And right now, we've got the Cruise Craft Corner qualifying happening on the program right now. My name is Brett Wheeler. Thank you for joining us here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Again, we're live across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And again, we'll have 2 heat races in just a few short moments' time. That'll be brought to you by Just Blaze Designs, followed by our 50-lap main event, brought to you by Sebers Racing Media. The payouts. We're looking at over an $800 payout over the 6 weeks of competition so far. In the first 4 weeks, Ryan Underwood has picked up 3 wins. He's bagged himself $75. Your only other feature winner so far at this stage happens to be Dylan Hauser, and that was 3 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago in week number 3. He's picked himself up $25. Second place also picks up $10 every week, and of course, the third place will grab $5. At the end of the week, or at the end of the season, I should say, at the end of the 6 weeks, the team with the most points will pick up $230, followed by an individual championship. The winner will take home $100, $50 for second, $30 for third, $20 for fourth, and $20 for position number 5 in the series. Qualifying is wrapped up thanks to Cruz Craft Corner. Let's take a look at AJ Cruz, who gets the job done with a 19.562 for Mud Duck Racing. Ben Catamarsh, Justin Norwood, Ryan Underwood and Michael Spengler. Those drivers are going to round out your top 5. So while we just have these drivers up on screen, we are going to make just a few short little adjustments here. So we're going to have Justin Norwood will be in the 3D Racing team tonight. And if we can add Clifford Driscoll to that list, we will put Clifford as well in the 3D Racing. Again, we'll take a look in a moment at your starting grid. I don't believe we're going 1 to green, so I think we're going to go 2 to green. So AJ Cruz lines up the Mud Duck Racing 57 from position number 1. To his outside for 3D Racing, it's Justin Norwood. Position number 3 will be Michael Spengler for Mud Duck Racing. To the outside, position number 4 for 3D Racing, it's the 6 of CJ Phillips. Position number 5 for Mud Duck Racing, it's Joey Lamb, the 81. To his outside, in the 19 for Mud Duck Racing, Shane Kelly. We go back to Cody Seaver driving for 3D Racing in the 357, starting position number 7. And Brian Wax will line up the 14 for 3D Racing from position number 14. So everything all set up and ready to go. As we'll take that down, we'll get set for heat race number 1. Just 2 heats on the program for tonight. Green flag goes out, we're underway, heat number 1. Cruz getting the start over Justin Norwood. CJ Phillips runs in the second position. Now these are 12-lap heat races here this evening, followed by a 50-lap A main event. Meanwhile, back up front, it's still AJ Cruz, and AJ Cruz will lead the opening lap of the race. And you go back to Justin Norwood sitting in second position, followed by CJ Phillips, Shane Kelly, Michael Spengler, round out your top 5, Spengler in the 30 machine. Then you go back to Joey Lamb, Cody Seaver, and Brian Wax. We work into turn number 3 and 4. 2 down, 10 laps left to run here. So essentially 5 miles around the Williams Grove Speedway. It's still AJ Cruz at the moment. Again, you're watching the battle between 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on your screen as we work down past the Blue Bridge, down into turn 3, past turn 3, Beer Hill gang. Spengler to the inside on Shane Kelly now, looking to take away position number 4. Kelly in the 19. Gets a good run down the front straight away. They'll go side by side into turn number 1. Spengler will take over the 4th position at the halfway stage of the back straightaway. Cruz still your race leader in the 57. We continue to watch this battle between Shane Kelly and Michael Spengler. We're trying to keep an eye on Justin Norwood up front as well, who's trying to sneak up on the inside of the 57 of AJ Cruz. This is for your race lead. Cruz has gone it by a car length down into the 3rd turn. Down the front straightaway. 5 down, 7 to run. Still Cruz leading the way from Norwood. CJ Phillips got a hornet's nest behind him in Shane Kelly, Michael Spengler. Spengler on the inside. Then you go back to Joey Lamb in the 81. Cody Seaver, the 357 machine. Shane Kelly back to position 5. Meanwhile, here comes Cody Seaver in the 357. Working to the inside. Shane Kelly could get shuffled back. We go 3 wide off turn number 4. Sieber checks up and thinks better of it and just goes, you know what, boys, it's only a heat race. And what this will also do, how they finish this one, is how they will line up on the inside row. Scotty Dobbs, thank you, brother, for the 490 stars. Appreciate it. Another lap in the books for AJ Cruz. Justin Norwood. Norwood again now. He's a little closer to AJ Cruz, who worked down the back straightaway. This time he's right on the rear bumper. There's less than half a car length separating the pair as we go into turn number 3 and 4. 2/3 of the race distance complete as we cross the start-finish line. 8 down, 4 laps remaining here at the Williams-Grove Speedway, the Virtual Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Cruz and Norwood putting on a show for the race lead. Phillips now trying to hold off the 30 of Michael Spengler. Spengler trying to hold off the 19 of Shane Kelly. That's for 3, 4, and 5. Then Joey Lamb sitting in 6. Cody Sieber 7th. A good 5-car pack right now for positions 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And Spengler to the inside, looking for the slide job there on CJ Phillips down into 1 and 2. Not so much a slide job, but will complete the pass. And now the 19 of Shane Kelly working back to the inside on CJ Phillips into turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps left to run for your race leader right now. We see these cars now. Here he comes. Norwood with a lap and a half to go. I think AJ Cruz has done enough right now. He's just going to get through the next 4 turns as we work down the front straight away, and not just quite yet. We are going to have a caution. And let's find out what happened here on your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay just as we were coming to greet the white flag. The first caution of the evening. It happens to be the 81 machine of Joey Lamb. Oh, Sieber gets into the back of him. And we're just going to let him know, hey, Joey, hey, you can't actually park there. So now that's going to put us into a green-white checker situation. And Sieber going to claim that caution, and he will be sent to the tail end of the field. Again, heat race number 1. Lights are still flashing, so we're still sitting at a 2 to green signal right now. And again, don't forget, one more 12-lap heat race followed by a 5-minute warm-up session and then our 50-lap main event. During that interval, we'll obviously pay a couple of bills, and then we will play some music and then get ready for our 50-lap main event, who will take out round number 5 of the 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing team. Again, it's a very simple format. We had a practice session, aka a hot lap session for these drivers, a 3-minute qualifying session which lined up your heat races that you're seeing now. 12 laps of heat races, or in this case 13 laps, because we've got an extended one with a green-white checker. There is a 1 caution rule in effect. And then we have a 5-minute warm-up session followed by our 50-lap main event again tonight here at the Williams-Grove Speedway. Next week we travel to Lernerville for 70 laps. We did 75 at Limaland in week number 2. Now we go 70 laps at Lernerville. Really, really looking forward to that one. I can tell you, in fact, I'll go through the points in just a moment. In fact, I'll do that during the warm-up session as well, just to keep everybody up to date and up to speed on how things are sort of playing out and how things are progressing through the night. But right now, how things are playing out for AJ Cruz, well, he leads the 57 machine down the back straightaway for the penultimate time. What should be the penultimate time in heat race number 1. Justin Norwood looking to the inside one more time again. Can he make the pass happen? No, not quite just yet, but AJ Cruz, he gets the white flag. Whatever happens from here on out, we're going to stay green. The next flag you will see will be a checkered flag. Cruz and Norwood on screen down the back straightaway for the final time. Heat race number 1. Here in the 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing teams racing here at the Williams-Grove Speedway. Checkered flag is out. AJ Cruz wins heat number 1. He will start on pole in a 50-lap main event tonight. Second will go to Justin Norwood, Michael Spengler. Home in position number 3, followed by CJ Phillips. Shane Kelly will come home unofficially at the moment in your top 5. And let's take a look at those official results. Cruz, Norwood, Spengler, your top 3. Phillips, Kelly, Wax, Lamb, and Sieber will be your 8 cars. 2.6 seconds separating first through to position number 8 in the space of just a couple of laps. Heat race number 2, excuse me. Let's get Clifford Driscoll there because we need to change him. Driscoll is going to be a 3D Racing member to make it 8 and 8. So how about we do this? We hide that. We go back to that. And there we go. Ben Cowdermarsh for Mud Duck Racing, piloting car number 12, starts on the pole position to the outside. He happens to be your points leader coming into tonight. He's picked up 3 out of the 4 feature wins. Can he make it 5 here tonight? Can he make it 4 out of 5? Still a lot of work to do for Ryan Underwood, piloting car number 46 for Mud Duck Racing. Cole Rhodes lines up the 7 machine in position number 3 for 3D Racing to the outside. Other than Ryan Underwood, our second only feature winner so far this season, piloting the 3D Racing number 2 machine, that's Dylan Hauser, position number 4. Position number 5 will be for 3D Racing. It's the 63 of Clifford Driscoll, lining up to his outside, piloting the 157 entry for Mud Duck Racing. It is Drew Hopkins, position number 6. And your 4th and final row for the final heat race of the night, the House of Speed, 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing Super Late Model Teams event, starting position number 7 for Mud Duck Racing. It's the 13 of Caleb Ramsey. And to the outside, the driving the 3D Racing number 1 machine from position number 8, that is Eric Keller. So an even showing of 3D Racing. We had 4 in the first heat for both teams, and now we have 4 in the second heat in heat race number 2. Can't get more even than that, and considering that we had qualifying, it's not a bad way to set things up for our 50-lap main event later on tonight, but that will happen in about 7 or 8 minutes' time. Here we go, Ben Cowdermarsh, oh low, Clifford Driscoll got all sorts of crossed up. And we are green flag down into turn number 1 and 2 of heat race number 1. Cowdermarsh in the 5 machine, 3 wide for the race lead. Right Underwood through the middle. Dylan Hauser working the inside of the racetrack. Hauser checks up just a little bit, and that obviously allowed Ryan Underwood to go into the race lead here out of turn number 4. What can Ben Cowdermarsh do in the number 5 machine? We're so used to seeing him in the number 12 machine. Now a number change for Ben Cowdermarsh, and could that be a good sign for Ben Cowdermarsh? But he's got the fast Dylan Hauser all over the back as he worked down into turn number 3 and 4. Hauser goes low, looking for position number 2. Meanwhile, Ben Cowdermarsh moves back to the outside, got it by half a car length, but this time into turn number 1 and 2. Hauser not going to attempt the slide jump, still going to stay on the bottom side of the racetrack. I'm going to give these drivers props right now, and hats off to these drivers, because these drivers carry a whole lot of speed down the straightaways, and all of a sudden, they've got to get off the gas at a particular time to get that car settled on the bottom side. It's a very, very fired up. Know exactly what it's like to do it in a sprint car. Personally, I'm yet to do it in a late model. That's just because I don't do late model. I do late model racing, but I prefer rallycross now. But hats off to these drivers running these super late models. I tell you what, tip my hat off to them, because these are a different kind of animal. Meanwhile, back up front, Ryan Underwood still your race leader. He's got it by 0.6 of a second over Dylan Hauser in second position. Ben Cowdermarsh third. Then you go back to Cole Rhodes in fourth, followed by Drew Hopkins in the 157 in fifth position. 6th is Eric Keller, Clifford Driscoll 7th, and Caleb Ramsey rounding out the field. Hauser closing in on your race lead. He's picked up a couple of 10th of a second. Let's take a look at the lap. On the last lap there, he's got it by 1/10 of a second. Dylan Hauser, the only driver, sub 20 seconds, a 19.907 to Ryan Underwood's 20.014. Again, it looks very quick. Again, this time by, we'll see what it is. Underwood with a 20.095. Hauser with a 20.023. He's still some 0.6 of a second faster. That's nearly 2/10. Dylan Hauser has been quicker than your race leader, Ryan Underwood, over the past 2 laps. We've got you 7 down, 5 laps remaining here in heat race number 2. Don't forget, after this one, a 5-minute warm-up session, followed by a 50-lap main event. Watching Cole Rhodes in the 7 machine, down to the inside, looking to take away position number 3, but now he's got Drew Hopkins in the 157 as well. Hopkins is working the inside. Very interested to see how this track plays out tonight and how these drivers are able to maneuver around the big paperclip. It's almost like the Martinsville on asphalt. We've got 3.5 to go. Rhodes all over the back of Cowdermarsh. Hopkins all over the back of Rhodes. Little contact now on the exit of turn number 4. 3/4 of the race distance complete. 9 down with just 3 laps remaining. Rhodes and Hopkins on screen. Rhodes in the 7 machine. What, the 157 of Drew Hopkins, you see, all bar the 5 car on the 12, or the 12 on the ticker, and the 5 of Ben Candlemarsh. Every driver has got the allocated number, and it's nice to see because you don't often see it here on iRacing because some drivers tend to use the same numbers. So unfortunately, until iRacing allow us to do that, we just have to live with what we've been given. So hats off to these drivers as we go down into turn number 1 and 2. Ryan Underwood looking to put the 46 on the outside of the front row. Dylan Hauser, he's got a bit of work to do to get by Underwood, and with time running out, he's going to go to the inside into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to pull the slide job. Underwood turns it back underneath him. They'll drag race down the front straight away. I think Underwood gets clear of him. Ryan Underwood picks up a heat race number 2 victory. Oh my. What a finish. And can you believe Dylan Hauser actually tried to make that stick? And I got to say, hats off to him because he really made it stick. But it was just the exit speed that was lacking. Let's take a look at heat race number 2 results coming up on screen for you right now. It was Ryan Underwood for Mud Duck Racing. From Dylan Hauser in the 3D Racing in 2nd. Ben Candlemarsh home in 3rd. Cole Rhodes 4th. Followed by Drew Hopkins rounding out your top 5. Eric Keller in 6th. Clifford Driscoll 7th. And Caleb Ramsey rounds out your 8 cars for heat race number 2. Let's go and recap while we've got this opportunity. In fact, let's keep an eye on the chat. Hello Doug Dobbs. Hello Brendan. Hello Courtney. Anthony Cuff. What's going on, my brother? Thank you for tuning in here to UltimateDirtTV. Yeah, let's hope the little hurricane does well tonight. And again, a big shout out to the Black Diamond Motorsports guys and the Momentum Simsport. Wish those guys the best of luck. I can show the speeds they are running, actually, Anthony. I just, because it's on dirt, I feel like it's not necessary. So, but I'll tell you what. Depending on where it actually comes up on the screen, I think it comes up on the bottom right, but that's where our iRacing logo is, so we prefer not to take the iRacing logo away because we like to let people know what we are broadcasting and where they can find it. If you want to know more information, go to iRacing.com. In fact, I just renewed a 2-year membership, so in fact I've got, I don't have to renew mine for another 3 years, which is pretty good. So anyhow, more back to the 3D Racing versus the Mud Duck Racing individual teams, individual championship. You can tell you firsthand right now with Ryan Underwood, he's had 3 wins and a 3rd place. That has put him at 234 points. AJ Cruz sits 2nd in the point centre, and he in fact sits tied with 2nd with also Drew Hopkins on 192 points. What is now technically 4th place, that is Cody Sieber. Ben Candlemarsh rounds out the top 5. Those drivers sit on 182 and 186 points respectively. Joey Lamb in 6th position. Dylan Hauser 7th. Caleb Ramsey in 8th, Eric Keller 9th, and Cole Rhodes rounds out your top 10. Then we go back to Brian Wax in 11th, Shane Kelly 12th, Michael Spengler 13th, 14th is CJ Phillips. And then we are also looking at Todd Frolick as well. He's sitting back in position number 15, Justin Norwood, Scotty Dobbs, and Clifford Driscoll. Now, of course, some of these drivers were fill-ins throughout the course of the season. I believe that Scott Dobbs is out for the season and therefore has had a replacement driver, and that's good to see because these drivers allow the replacement drivers should someone not be available here on these Monday nights. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how the sprint car goes. We'll talk more about that later on. But again, payouts each week. $40 being paid out to the top 3, $25 to win, $10 for 2nd, and $5 for 3rd. And right now, Ryan Underwood has picked up 3 wins. Dylan Hauser's picked up 1 win. Dylan Hauser's picked up 2 seconds. AJ Cruz has picked up a 2nd. Ben Candlemarsh has picked up a 2nd. And our 3rd place drivers has been Cody Sieber, AJ Cruz, Ryan Underwood, and Clifford Driscoll. So far, we have had 6 different people take up the top 3 over the first 4 weeks. can tell you right now the team's points coming into tonight. After 4 weeks of competition, 3D Racing sit at 242 points. Mud Duck Racing sit at 299. That is a 57-point gap right now between Mud Duck Racing and 3D Racing. Mud Duck Racing at the moment are the leaders. And what is being paid out is, I believe from memory, I think it's been close to $800. So $25, so $40 each week for your top three. At the end of the season, $230 for the team that wins the points after 6 weeks. And again, tonight, round number 5, and the next week is week number 6, and that is at Lernerville. That'll be 70 laps. Really looking forward to the finale of that one, but also the individual championship as well. So not only are these drivers racing for teams, but they are also racing for an individual championship that is paying out $220 to your top 5. $100 for first, $50 for second, $30 for third, $20 for fourth, and $20 for fifth. And just like that, it just goes to show you, after giving you guys all the information on how it all works, what is being paid out, who's running where, what's the schedule looking like, who the top 3 have been throughout the season, and 5 minutes is done. Just like that, which means we get to go into our 50-lap A main event. And well, let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starter grid for tonight's Sebers Racing Media A main event. And we'll go from back to front. Position number 16 for Mud Duck Racing. Piloting car number 13, that's Caleb Ramsey. To the inside, driving the 3D Racing, Sebers Racing Media, number 357. Position number 15, Cody Sieber. Position number 14 for 3D Racing, driving car number 63, its 14th starter is Clifford Driscoll. To the inside, position number 13 for Mud Duck Racing, it's the 81 of Joey Lamb. Position number 12, driving the 3D Racing car number 1 machine, that is Eric Keller. And lining up to the inside, the teammate for 3D Racing, position number 11, driving the 14B, that is Brian Wax. Then we go to your top 10 starters. Position number 10 for Mud Duck Racing, driving car number 157. It's Drew Hopkins. And to the inside, his teammate for Mud Duck Racing, out of position number 9. It's the 19 of Shane Kelly. Position number 8, driving the 3D Racing car number 7, Cole Rhodes. Into the inside for 3D Racing, position number 7, car number 6, CJ Phillips. We go to your first 3 rows, lining up at a position number 6, driving the Mud Duck Racing number 5. It is Ben Calamarsha. And to the inside, position number 5 for Mud Duck Racing, driving car number 30, Michael Spengler. Outside your second row, driving the 3D Racing number 2 machine, Dylan Hauser, position number 4. To the inside for 3D Racing, driving car number 4, position number 3, Justin Norwood. And your front row for tonight's main event happens to be a Mud Duck Racing front row. To the outside of the front row, the 46 of Ryan Underwood, position number 2. And to the inside, looking for his first main event victory this season. Week number 5, we're in here at the Williams-Grove Speedway, driving car number 57. Pole position belongs to AJ Cruz. So the final 2 rows nearly just, well, they messed up. Not so much messed up, but they could have had a pretty cool deal with the teams starting in row 1 and then the other team starting in row 2. Come so very close to being the perfect showing. Right now, here we go. Heat races are done. Your Sebers Racing Media A main event. $50 laps on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, we are racing here at the Williams-Grove Speedway, round number 5 of the 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing House of Speed main event here at the Grove. Underwood, Norwood battling side by side down into turn number 3 and 4. Lap number 1 belongs to AJ Cruz, but we are yellow. So we'll see if we can take a look here at our Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay and see what exactly happened here. So that was as the, there it is. Just taking a look and making sure that we are on the right thing. Here we go. Michael Spengler in the 30 machine. Oh, just checks up for Hauser, and the 6 machine of CJ Phillips may have got him, but we go yellow for the first time, and just letting you know, Michael, you can't park there. Dylan Hauser coming back out of the pit area, so he has obviously had some problems. I did notice with Hauser under the initial start, that he did get into the wall in turn number 3 and 4, so I'm not sure whether that had something to do with what just transpired just then there on the opening lap. But he'll go to the back of the field, and well, he's going to be one to watch to come through in this 50-lap journey. So not that it matters, because we are here at the Williams-Grove Speedway for the people that might be interested in Sprint Car World Championships. Blake Majulis went quick time. Dylan Yeager starts outside front row. That's, I mean, hey, a couple of late, and speaking of late models, those are a couple of late model superstars right now. Here we go, back to green. We are racing here at Williams-Grove Speedway. Anthony Cuff, I'm going to try and show the dashboard. There we go, that's what it looks like. So there you go, that's how fast these drivers will go. You look down the bottom right-hand corner, getting up to 120 miles per hour. Now we'll just hide that one away because we need to keep an eye on the action, what is happening. So lap number 2 is in the books. Norwood trying to the inside now. On Ryan Underwood. Underwood all over the back of AJ Cruz for the race lead. Down the back straight away. It's still going to be AJ Cruz again. This is going to be a very long race for some of these drivers. Although this is a half mile, this is one of the bigger half a miles of on the iRacing.com service. Might be a factor a little bit bigger with the track size and whatnot, but there we go. Norwood and Underwood continue. It's the battle of the woods. Underwood on the top, Norwood on the bottom side. Keep an eye on Ben Countermarsh in 5th position. Drew Hopkins from position number 10. He's up to position number 6. We're now back to 7th as he battles Cole Rhodes. So we complete lap number 5 of this 50 lap main event. So still 45 laps left to run. Good racing up front between AJ Cruz, Justin Norwood and Ryan Underwood. Again, Cruz looking to take out tonight's Sievers Racing Media main event. How can you not love this type of racing? Super late models really turning it on. And I got to say, I was very skeptical of coming to this racetrack. I always am, but I tell you what, these drivers have done a fantastic job all night long so far. Yes, we've only seen the 2 heats, just the 1 caution in those heats, and then the 1 caution at the start of this main event. So 2 cautions in 30 odd laps right now as we tick another lap in the books. That is lap number 8 complete. Still a whole lot of racing to come. AJ Cruz, Ryan Underwood, Justin Norwood. And I tell you what, you want to see how these drivers get around here? Well, let's take a look at your onboard shot. And we're going to ride with Justin Norwood. And there you go. That's how you get around the the Williams Grove Speedway. Apologies. Lap 11 is in the books, and how can you take your eye off this top three at the moment? Norwood once again down to the inside. You see exactly what it's like to try and get this car working on the bottom side, but you also see the likes of what it takes to run this car up on the cushion right there. They go to the Armco barrier both inside and outside. Nearly 3 wide for the race lead as we continue to tick over some laps. 13 in the books. Norwood gets into the back of Underwood. Norwood checks up. And Underwood was able to save it, but we go yellow. So let's take a look here at your UltimateDirtTV instant replay. You see Drew Hopkins in the 157 machine. Might be having some hardware malfunctions there and just parks it on the infield. That's the reason for the caution. Again, just under the assumption there that there had to be some sort of hardware malfunction for the 157, but Drew Hopkins, Michael Spengler, those drivers going back to the pits. Hopkins, he's coming back out, and so is Michael Spengler, so that's nice to see those two guys picking up the slack. So we wait for the lights to turn off here on the iRacing.com pace track. That indeed they do right now. So once again, we are set for a start. We're set for a restart. The field doubles up into rows of 2 by 2. And the green flag is out. We're underway back in tonight's Sebers Racing Media A main event, brought to you by House of Speed and the 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing team's main event. We are back to yellow very quickly once again. Oh, and it is second time tonight. Happens to be Drew Hopkins in the... Oh, that's the first cause of the caution. Apologies. In fact, I might be correct on this one once again. Was the fact that it might have been Drew Hopkins. There's got to be some sort of hardware malfunction going on with the 157 machine. So, obviously race control not liking that one, and well, that's going to bring us back to the caution. There is the 157 back on pit road, and I've got to say, a tough break for Drew Hopkins. It'll be nice to see him back out onto the racetrack, but if he doesn't, well, unfortunately, that is just the way the cookie crumbles. Hello, Platsy. What's going on, brother? You still white? You still generic? Or are you red? Because last I heard you were still red. Just keeping an eye on the World Championships as well. Okay. You know what? That's nice to hear. You've turned back to white instead of red. You get a nice little thumbs up. How you doing? So what is working lap number 14 complete with the 15th lap about to start. Drew Hopkins is out of the event. Yeah, no more Bernies. Well, that's a good sign. Green flag back out in your Sebas Racing Media, a main event. And it's still going to be AJ Cruz leading Ryan Underwood, Justin Norwood 1, 2, and 3. Kaldabash in 4th, Rhodes in 5th. Dylan Hauser, meanwhile, is back up to 6th position. A lot of drivers just working the outside of the racetrack. Joey Lamb, the only car through this entire field on a couple of the back markers to go to the bottom side. And well, speaking of going down low, it's going to be Ryan Underwood challenging for the race lead. AJ Cruz holds on. James Rice for president. Yeah, that's right, mate, as well. Underwood and Cruz wheel to wheel. One on the top, that's Cruz in the 57. Underwood in the 46, continuing to work the inside of the racetrack. This time Underwood, he says, you know what, maybe I'll go back upstairs, but Justin Norwood goes to the inside. We nearly make it 3 wide for the race lead. Lap number 17 is in the books, and now Underwood diving back down to the inside again, down into turn number 1 and 2. Still, it is AJ Cruz looking for his first feature when he's already picked up a second. He's already picked up a third. He would love to pick up a victory here in round number 5. Just FYI, Platty, Shooty finished 5th in heat number 2, if you weren't watching. Ryan Underwood still got plenty of laps left to run to make something happen. He might just be waiting for a mistake from AJ Cruz, maybe waiting for the track to change. And you see your top 3 on screen at the moment. They're almost a tail on the top of the racetrack. AJ Cruz has been perfect so far in this main event. Oh no, one car had problems up on the top. It might have been Joey Lamb in the 81 machine. Here he comes once again. Underwood with 30 to run. Down into 3 and 4. Cruz keeps the 57 machine on the top side. Underwood steals it down on the bottom side of the start-finish line. There's half a car length between them. And AJ Cruz had the lead of the start-finish line. But Ryan Underwood, for the first time in 1 and 2, he throws the big slide job. Cruz back to the inside. Now Cruz has got to defend this one. But Cruz stays bottom out of turn number 4. He may just give up the race lead. And it's going to be very tight at the line. Slide job by Cruz, and now Underwood. We know what kind of speed Underwood has had all season long. And he's carrying all of the speeds right now down into turn number 3 and 4. Let's just hope Ryan ain't stuck under wood. Platsy. But yes, he might be cruising, not for a bruising. Right now, he's just sitting in 2nd position. Ben Kaldabash in Norwood 3rd. Ben Kaldabash in 4th position. Then you go back to Clifford Driscoll. By the way, yeah, I'm here all day too, mate. Rhodes, 6th position. Then you go back to Dylan Hauser. How about Clifford Driscoll from 14th to position number 5? That is at a +9 at this stage. Cruz and Norwood now to the inside. We take a look at a side-by-side battle. This time by the cross flag sticks are out. 25 down and 25 remaining here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Who will take out round number 5 of the House of Speed 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing Super Late Model main event here at the Grove, the penultimate round of the season. Next week, 70 laps at Lernerville. Justin Norwood has moved into position number 2. I'm doing well, Patricia. How are you? Cruz looking to the inside, and we go yellow. And poor old Michael Spengler. If you take a look here at your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. So Spengler in the number 30 machine. Michael, first off, that wall might move, and you still can't park there. So Ryan Underwood, your race leader, with 23 to go. Just FYI, Anthony, if you don't have the sound on, Mason Hannigan in 6th position. Oh, I see, but what you did there, Platsy. Again. Oh yeah, I can't pick on these guys. I actually like these guys. These guys are pretty cool, I've got to say. They're the more of the calm and respected type of late model guys, and these are my type of guys. I wonder if Brian's going to change his name to Brazilian. I hope not. Yeah, James Rice made as well. So rows of 2x2. Ryan Underwood choosing the outside line. Again, feel free to let us know who you're cheering for, who you're barracking for in this one, whether it's on the Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch feeds. We've got all the feeds covered right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. 27 down, 23 to go. The back half of this feature event of the Sebers Racing Media A main event. Underwood, Norwood, Cruz, 1, 2, and 3. Then you go back at Ben Cowdermarsh. Dylan Houser's made his way to position number 5. Make that 4. Slide job by Dylan Houser. And remember, Dylan Houser, after the opening lap, went to the tail end of the field, went to the pits, got some running repairs on that too, and he's had to drive through the field, not so much through the cars, but he's passed a whole lot of cars to get back up to his original starting position. And right now, tell you what, he is looking very, very good for podium. Meanwhile, Cruz to the inside on Norwood. Complete lap number 29, 21 to go. Norwood through the middle, Underwood on the top side. There was 2 lots of 3 wide action into turn number 1 and 2. Now they spread themselves out to the single file down the back straightaway. Now this is where it will get interesting, because who's got the balls to run up top? Who's going to catfish it on the bottom side? Who's going to be the anchor and catfish down to the inside? Clifford Driscoll was going to say, yep, I'll take that opportunity, boys. But I tell you what, in the process, I've gone from 14th to position 5. Make that 6. We watch Cruz and Hauser on screen as they close in on Justin Norwood. Hauser to the inside, using a little bit of a front bumper there. Snuck up the inside and, well, maybe just carried a little bit too much speed on the entry into the turn. No harm, no foul. We stay green with 19 to run. Hauser's moved his way into a podium position. Now he's got, oh, look out. Hauser and Cruz. Hauser's going to park it. Uh-oh. And Hauser, you can't park there. Let's take a look. We've seen that live, but let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. Cruz and Hauser. Ball does not move it. Oh no, Clifford Driscoll was involved in that one. Shane Kelly, Dylan Hauser. And just saying, boys, the walls don't move, as Platty's already mentioned, and you still cannot park there, gentlemen. So tough break for Dylan Hauser, who now has to go to the tail end of the field once again. In fact, he's driving that number 2 machine back in the pits, as is Clifford Driscoll. So we are closing in on 15 to run. Just for Patricia, if you're still here, I can tell you Aiden Beerline is running 6th in heat number 4. Now, we are getting ready here in a few moments' time. In fact, I've still got the lights on the iRacing.com pace truck. Should get the Wonder Green signal this time by Aiden Beerline finished 6th in that one. Lights should be out this time by Dylan Hauser out of the event. He'll be scored in 15th position. 2 black diamond cars on the front row of the B main. Ernie Williams Jr., Mason Hannigan. Kaiser starts 5th in the Momentum Sim Sports number 4. And out of turn number 4, we go back racing. 32 down, 18 to go. Underwood leads Norwood. Cruz. Countermarch to the outside. What's a crock, Doug? That Hauser's out, or Joey Lamb has moved up to position number 5. Oh, you call that a crock? This is a crock. And crocky. That's a big one. Joey Lamb up to position 5, and he started position 13, so he's at a +8. Caleb Ramsey started 16th. He's into position 8. He's also at a +8. So the two Woods go at it not side by side, but nose to tail into 1 and 2. And we go back yellow. What we'll do, we'll take this opportunity right now, take a quick break, play a quick ad, thank our sponsor of the series, and come back with your main event. Yeah, James Rice, mate, as well. You couldn't be any more clear and you couldn't be any more correct on that one. As we welcome you back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the House of Speed 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing Teams Main here, or teams racing I should say, tonight, round number 5 here at the Williams-Grove Speedway. 35 down, 15 laps remaining in the penultimate round of the series. Again, next week we go to Lernerville in Sava, Pennsylvania. So we stay in PA territory. We will get the 1 green signal this time by and then it will be all out. Ah, Shootville, yes. Sorry, apologies on that one, Craig. But is it really Shootville if Braden isn't there? Let's be honest. Here we go, back to green flag action. 15 laps is all that separates one of these drivers between victory and a loss. Who will it be? Will it be one of the Woods? Will it be Underwood or Norwood? We'll wait and find out. Norwood's got the run on the outside of the racetrack. Who's going to have it at the line? Underwood has got it. On the inside, he had it by half for Karlik. Now he'll slide it to the cushion. Meanwhile, AJ Cruz are going to go 3 and nearly 4 wide through turn number 1 and 2. Lamb catches the inside barrier. Out of turn 2 is Rhodes and Calamash. There you go, fender to fender into turn number 3. Meanwhile, challenge for the race lead once again. Norwood this time. He's got the inside line working into 1 and 2. Underwood back upstairs, rolling the cushion. Drives away from Norwood. So battles are starting once again all over the big half a mile of a racetrack. There's a battle on for the race lead. There's a battle for to stay inside the top 5. There's a battle for the final place on the podium position. And who will it be? Will it be AJ Cruz? Will it be Ben Calamash? Calamash to the inside. Rhodes was looking very, very down, very inside. He's got Joey Lamb on his inside as they work out of turn 4. Green 4 on screen. Ben Calamash has the final spot on the podium. Now he'll slide it from the bottom to the top into 1 out of 2. Ben Calamash move his way to position number 3. He started outside row 3 out of position 6, so he's at a +2. AJ Cruz getting a little loose there on the entry into the turn, but we have just got 10 laps remaining. And right now, Ryan Underwood is just 5 miles away from claiming not only his 4th feature win of the season, but picking up another $25 and also looking like that he may just cement his spot as one of the top 3 drivers and even a potential win when it comes to the individual championships. And I'll call this prematurely. If he wins this tonight, he's had 4 wins and a 3rd place. He's got a big lead over 2nd and 3rd position. He may just be able to win the series right now at the end of this lap. Or at the end of this race, I should say, because at the end of this lap, we've still got 8 to go and he holds a half a second lead. We go back to AJ Cruz, Ben Calamash. They battle for 4 and 5 as Cole Rhodes now has moved to position number 3. So there's still a lot on offer right now for positions 3, 4, 5 and 6 if you throw in Joey Lamb into this 4-car battle. But you see the 3 cars on screen now. That 4th car coming in is CJ Phillips in the number 6 machine. I got to say, he was pretty quick right now. Cole Rhodes sitting in 3rd position. Oh, thank you. Look at that. We just got told if Underwood wins tonight, he will be the individual championship. Well, he will be the individual champ, so that's not a bad way to pick up an extra $100. So at the end of it, I mean, he is now just, 5.5 laps away from a $125 payday. Here comes Norwood. Norwood not giving up without a fight. We'll stay at these 2 up the front of the field. We work down the front straight, watching from above the racetrack, watching from the blimp cam here at the Williams-Grove Speedway. It's the 2 Woods. Who's got... Who's got the bigger and better wood out of these two? So far, it's Underwood has got Justin Norwood with 4 remaining. Norwood still not giving up without a fight right now. Rhodes, 2.2 seconds away from Justin Norwood. And you see, you can just see how big of a gap there is. That's about half a straightaway, nearly a full straightaway. Norwood to the inside on Underwood. So I had to go there. And I went there. I'll tell you who's not going to go there. Tia Moppet, she won't go Underwood. Can I see what I did there? Yeah. 2 laps to go. A mile around. Oh, the Grove. Underwood. Slide job by Norwood. Underwood, he may have just thrown away a championship. Back to the inside. 1.5 remaining here at the Grove. Who's got it? Underwood. Norwood. Slide jobs being thrown. Some haymakers being served. Norwood down to the inside one more time into turn number 1 and 2. This is a drag race down the back straightaway. The white flag is out. Into 3 and 4. Round number 5 of the championship is about to be complete. Underwood, Norwood, who's going to get it? Ryan Underwood will win the round number 5. Second will go to Justin Norwood. Third at the line is going to be Cole Rhodes. Fourth will be AJ Cruz. Joey Lamb rounds out your top 5 unofficially. We will wait for confirmation on your finishing results. Pretty handy to reverse like that. And ladies and gentlemen, your Sebas Racing Media A main event. Ryan Underwood gets the job done for Mud Duck Racing. Justin Norwood and Cole Rhodes for 3D Racing home and round out the podium in 2nd and 3rd position. AJ Cruz, Joey Lamb round out your top 5. Ben Countermarsh in 6th. CJ Phillips, Clifford Driscoll, Brian Wax, Caleb Ramsey your top 10. Shane Kelly 11th. Eric Keller 12th. Michael Spengler 13th. Cody Sieber 14th. Dylan Hauser 15th. And Drew Hopkins in position number 16. We go trackside. We will chat to your top 3. We'll chat to Cole Rhodes, Justin Norwood, and Ryan Underwood. But for the moment, we'll chat to the driver that comes home in 3rd place here tonight, driving the number 7 machine. It is Cole Rhodes. And Cole, mate, congratulations on a 3rd place finish here. You must be pretty happy about this result, mate.
Oh, man, it's been a struggle for me this season. It's just been nothing but bad luck. So I'm happy to have this one.
Mate, we come to, obviously, tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway. It's a lot technical, a lot more difficult to get around here because you carry so much speed, and then all of a sudden, you know, you've got to get off the gas, get on the brakes. How did you prepare yourself for this round here tonight?
Tanner Tomasi helped me out a ton coming into this race, working on this track, and just working on lines and throttle control. That's huge here at this track, and I really appreciate his help.
And how much practice do you tend to put in, you know, each week to get this 7R machine to be competitive at the front of the field?
It depends. Some weeks I'm on a lot. Some weeks work doesn't allow it, or life in general. You know, it's just try to keep it as a hobby.
No, but look, well done on a 3rd place finish here tonight. We go to Lernerville next week for the final race of the season. Is that a track that you're comfortable at, or is it kind of like this track where, you know, you've got to have a bit of help to get this 7R machine right to where it belongs up front?
Hopefully, after working on it a little bit, I'll be a lot more comfortable.
All right, mate, well done on a 3rd place finish here tonight, mate. Before we let you go, of course, sponsoring this race car, people behind the scenes who helps us get this done for you.
I'd like to thank 3D Racing. You guys, obviously. I love watching you guys' broadcasts. One Shot Scrap and Recycle. RKM Setups. Tanner Tomasi at RKM has been helping me a ton. That'll work for now.
All right, buddy. Good job on 3rd place, and we'll see you at Lernerville next week.
All right, appreciate it.
There we go. Cole Rhodes, ladies and gentlemen, home in 3rd place. We'll chat to your driver who comes home in 2nd position Well, he was the second best wood here tonight, and well, it is Justin Norwood home in second spot. Justin, mate, congratulations on second place, and mate, I'm just going to get straight down to it. Those final 5 laps, those final 10 laps, I should say, you reeled him in, and then those final 3 or 4 laps, man, you threw everything at him, including the kitchen sink.
Yeah, man, it was close. I hate we couldn't pull it off right there, but that was a good race, good clean race, a lot of fun.
Your car looked pretty good from the get-go of this main event. How much time did you put in this week to get this number 4 machine up the front and be competitive?
To be honest, man, about 30 minutes before the race here. But I just love this racetrack. This is my best racetrack. I always seem to run good here. I actually went and raced go-karts this weekend, and it kind of killed my whole week of iRacing, and so I didn't have any time. But yeah, I just love that place, though.
Like, talk us through why you love this racetrack. What is it that separates this track from the rest of the other tracks on iRacing, and why is this so difficult to run? Not only for me in sprint cars, but for other people as well. But what's so different about this racetrack, especially in late models?
Well, just to be straight up, it's a driver's racetrack. I mean, you got to drive the race car. It's not, you can take a mediocre setup and run good here. If you can run the bottom here, get around the bottom good, you can run with just about anybody. And the track moves around, and there's different grooves. I mean, you see right there those last few laps, I ran, I don't know how many different grooves, and he ran, different grooves than I was running. It was back and forth. It just makes good racing. If you have a good group of guys in here, it makes races like that.
Well, mate, congratulations on your second place finish here tonight. We see a lot of good sponsors on this race car, mate. We'll give you an opportunity to thank those sponsors and also thank some people behind the scenes that make this possible for you.
All right, appreciate it. Yeah, everybody at 3D Racing and House of Speed setups, and let's see, you guys for putting on the broadcast. Everybody that got the series together. It's been a lot of fun, and my Justin Norwood Sim Sports, my YouTube channel. Go check that out. But just everybody that's a part of 3D Racing.
Yeah, mate. Well done on second place, and we'll see you back next week at Lernerville, mate.
Thank you, man.
There we go, Justin Norwood, ladies and gentlemen, for 3D Racing. And well, he comes home with his 4th feature race victory of the season. And not only that, he is now crowned your 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing individual champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Underwood. Ryan, congratulations on win number 4 of the season. It wasn't as easy as what we've previously seen, but man, you really had to work for that one.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting there riding early. I knew the setup was just going to come to me, and about halfway of that race, it really just started to show. I was able to get around AJ and pull away, and it just slowly started to fade, and I'd touch the wall coming out forward, and I'd get out of my rhythm. And then if you touch the wall coming out of the corner, it really messes up your old straightaway, and I kept on doing that, and he'd reel me in and reel me in. Then I could pull away just a hair, and then he'd catch me again. So it was tit for tat them last 20 laps with Norwood, and I'm just glad we had a great, clean race.
Justin sort of said that he had run a number of different lines in those last probably 10 or so laps to catch up to you. He said you were doing the same thing. How difficult is it, being out in front, trying to search for that fastest line on the racetrack, because it's a lot easier to follow someone and find a different line quicker than what it is leading?
Every line I tried, it was about the same speed. I just felt more comfortable up top. I really just knew how to run it better in the bottom or anything like that. I could run the bottom in 3 and 4 like them guys, but I was just too tight on entry, and it'd shove up the racetrack probably a car length, and they were able to get under me, and I felt like I was all pinching them down there, and I felt like I wasn't driving the car right, so I just had to stick to the top, and I really just stayed locked up there as much as I could. That's where I felt comfortable, and let them run wherever they were until they got to me.
Yeah, mate. We've been told that you've been crowned the individual championships. I know not only did you win the $25 for tonight, but you've also bagged $100 for the individual championship. So $125 payday coming at you tonight. You must feel good knowing that you've had 5 weeks so far. You had 4 wins and a 3rd place. Can you continue it on into Lernerville next week?
Oh, Lernerville is going to be tricky. I know a lot of guys are really consistent there and fast. It's really just who's got the bigger pair of balls to get out there as close as they can to the edge of the track. So I think you'll really see that we're going to try to push it over the limit, and you'll see whoever pushes it a little bit too far, they'll fall off the racetrack, and it really sucks to do that because you really just got to work your way back. But I think it's really going to become down to the driver how hard they can push their equipment and how much they trust it. Same way with the Grove, but just way more sketchier because there was no outside wall.
No, buddy, well done on the win here tonight, and well done on the championship, mate. We'll look forward to seeing you back at Lernerville next week. But Ryan, before we let you go, of course, a lot of good sponsors on this race car, a lot of great people behind the scenes, buddy. Now's an opportunity to take some time to thank those people that help you out.
Everybody at Team VLR, CI Performance, Mecca Motorsports, and Northside Graphics and Designs, all they do for me. Bighorn Taxidermy, Tac 3 Defense, Mud Duck Racing, AJ, Joey, Ben, all them guys over there. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have been able to run as good as I was this week, and that's the honest truth. They, I told them what to aim for, and they exceeded my expectations, and it really shows how much this team has improved since the beginning of the weeks.
All right, buddy, well done on the win, well done on the championship. We'll see you back next week at Lernerville. Good chat, Ryan. Good chat. That'll do it for us here on Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the House of Speed 3D Racing versus Mud Duck Racing Teams Racing here from the Williams Grove Speedway. Week number 5 is wrapped up. Congratulations to Ryan Underwood, Justin Nord, and Cole Rhodes, your top 3. Next week, we go to Lernerville, 70 laps around Sava, Pennsylvania's Lernerville Speedway. We look forward to seeing and having your action right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, this is Brett Wheeler signing off, saying good night. We'll see you back next week.